Do what makes you happy. If you take anything away from this video, do what makes you happy, no matter what. That is the most valuable lesson you'll learn today. Hi, my name is Ian Boggs, and today I'll be teaching you how I became a millionaire in less than 1 year. If you look up my net worth, you'll get a ballpark range of how much I've made. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, I also want you to understand that nothing I tell you today will be BS. These 7 steps I'll be breaking down today are exactly what I did, and you can apply it to your life starting today. So if you are serious, watch this video until the end because you will regret skipping anything. All right, step number 1. Do what makes you happy. I know I mentioned this in the beginning of the video, but I cannot stress this enough. This is something my dad told me from a very young age. He always told me, Ian, do what makes you happy. And I wish a lot of my parents told their kids this because I knew since I was a kid what made me happy, and that's making videos. When I was 7 years old, I was making videos of these Legos, making their own stories and just living out their entire lives. You know the Lego movie? I was making stuff like that as a 5-year-old, man. Ever since I was a kid, making videos, taking photos, all that stuff made me happy, and I knew that. But growing up, going to school, taking classes, having to get a good job, having this thing above my head telling me all the time, Ian, you have to be secure, you have to live and work for someone if you want to make money and have a secure life. That deteriorated. How do I say this word? Stay in school, kids, for this very reason, to say words like deteriorated. I mean, I still don't know. Traditional schooling broke down my dreams. I grew up wanting to be an actor, a YouTuber, which here we are, I'm a YouTuber now, a photographer. Everything that I've done in my life, everything that I wanted to do when I was a kid, I have done, and I'm only getting started. I remember going to college for biology because I thought in order to make money and become rich and have a good, wealthy income and be respected by other people, which I'll get into more later, I had to have a respectable and good job. So I went to school for biology, and I was pre-med, and there was nothing wrong with that. But if I had continued down that path, I would have been $100,000 in debt. I would have taken 10 years of schooling, and I don't really like school, and I would have been studying stuff that I don't honestly really care about. I love biology, but I could care less about really advanced trigonomics and calculus. Physics is fun, but memorizing all those equations wasn't necessary for my everyday life. And at the end of the day, I just wanted to make videos. So I remember calling my dad and telling him that I wanted to switch into film and media studies. To film and media studies, y'all. From biology, from having wanted to have become a doctor. I was scared. I called him up, I was crying, and I told him, hey dad, I'm crying. I want to switch out of biology, out of pre-med, out of becoming a doctor to go into film and media studies. My dad specifically, I remember him telling me this, Ian, I told you from the beginning, do what makes you happy. If you do what makes you happy, you'll work even harder and money will follow. And I'm lucky enough to have parents like that. I know not everybody does, but sometimes you gotta be your own parents in this case. You gotta do what your gut tells you and go for it. Because I knew that if I switched to film and media studies, I knew the chances of becoming a successful director or a creator are much slimmer than a doctor. Because when you become a doctor, you have a set of guidelines you have to follow, things you have to study. And if you memorize those and you are good at what you do, you will become a doctor. And you stay strict and work hard. But with a creator, there's a lot more other factors that go into it. So I did it, and here we are. Which brings me to step number 2. Invest in yourself. Going back to my dad, what a great guy. There was one time he asked me, Ian, have you started investing yet? And I was like, Dad, I've been investing. I've been investing in myself my entire life. Now, I know he was talking about stocks and all these other kinds of investments, but you get what I'm saying. The more you invest into yourself, your business, your equipment, everything, the more you'll get in return. As long as you keep working hard for yourself. All right, I can't stress that enough. Back in college, I had loans during my last 2 years. And in order to pay off these loans, I didn't know what I was gonna do. I had a part-time job at the gym. It didn't pay nearly as much. It was minimum wage. I only got like 5 hours of work a week. So I was struggling. And I talk about this more in my other videos. It was Ian Boggs' video, but I didn't wanna live at one point. I was standing on a bridge and I was looking down. It wasn't a good time. I won't get into that right now, but I was broke, and I had to call my dad and ask him for help, and he gave me some money and it helped me get off the ground and live happily. I was still living on the edge, but it gave me enough to act on myself, and I decided, all right, I've gotten a little bit of help. I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna work my butt off in photography, because at the time, photography was my biggest passion. So here's what I did. I looked at my college's graduation photo system. I saw what they were doing. I saw that they were charging $400, $500 for one photo, for a graduation photo, for a senior portrait. And I was like, no, I can't afford that. Who else can afford? We're all broke college students and you're making us pay $500 for one photo. That is not allowed. So here's what I did. I had all this great camera gear, camera equipment that I had gotten from money that I had gotten from scholarships and from the GI Bill, which is something my dad helped me with to go to college. And I said, screw it. I don't know how to build a business to become a successful photographer, but I'm gonna charge people X amount of money for X amount of hours for a photo shoot, and I'll give them X amount of edited photos. That summer, I made, I wanna say like 6,000, 5,000 bucks. And y'all, mind you, I was still going to classes all the time. I was still being a full-time student, and I had no idea what business was. I hadn't even gone to any business classes. I didn't know what I was doing. After earning 5,000 bucks, you can read the title right now, right? I made my first 5,000 bucks that summer, and I was like, yo, if I can do this once, and I think it was only in 1 month too, if I can do this once, the opportunities, the chances of working for myself are unlimited. And I'm out here making like $11 an hour working at the gym? With that 5,000 bucks, what did I do? I sold away all my current camera gear and I bought a bunch of new gear. I stayed up all night every week trying to book weddings because weddings were the most paying photography gigs at that time for me. I lost all my money buying all new gear. However, I booked a wedding and I gained back all that money plus the new camera gear I had in one wedding shoot. I then worked for other big wedding photographers. I learned from their businesses, started booking my own weddings, more so. Did a lot more graduation photo shoots, a lot more portraits, started working for fashion agencies. I did a photo shoot for Airbnb out in Costa Rica as a senior in college, and all because I decided to not let life and its problems get the most of me and to get back on my feet and work for myself. That is step number 2. Invest in yourself. When you do, the opportunities to grow are limitless. However, step number 3 contradicts it a little bit. Step number 3 is learning business skills and starting a business. Yes, I said the opportunities are limitless. Only when you know what you can do as a business and to keep making money. Because at the end of the day, you can do whatever you want to do in life. You could go out and walk around the entire globe. If you do that, you're not going to have any money unless you become a vlogger and walk around and make a business through that. But at the end of the day, we all have to make money to be able to afford food, to take care of the people we love, to live securely and provide a living for not just ourselves, but other people when the time comes. But with that being said, I don't know a single millionaire or well-off person financially who's not an entrepreneur in somewhat way or form. And an entrepreneur, if you don't know what that means for my younger audience, although I feel like a lot of y'all probably know what this means already. I know Gen Z, Gen Alpha, I know y'all are smart. I've met you guys in public. Y'all have come up to me in the mall and public places in LA, New York, Disneyland all the time. And some of the conversations I have with you all, I didn't know half the things you guys knew at your age. Man, the things YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, social media teaches you guys, some of it is real stuff. And it's good that you're learning a lot of these things at this age. And it's good that you're watching this video right now. If you are part of my younger audience, if you're part of my 20s, 30s, which is still young, 40s, 50s, 60s, any age, this is still really valuable information. And the reason why I don't know any wealthy person that's not an entrepreneur is because they don't work for someone else. When you're working for someone else, you are limited a certain amount of hours a day to do work for them, for that company, wherever you're working, and you don't have all the creative freedom that you would have working for yourself or your own business. When you're working for yourself and your own business, you can hire out people to make the brand logos for you, to do things for you that you would rather not do because you know what's gonna make you money and you rather focus on those things. For me, well, as a YouTuber, I have a team and people on this team are still entrepreneurs. See, I have an editor who edits for more than one person. I have an artist who does Photoshop for me sometimes if I need it. I don't need it all the time. I have managers who manage things for me like brand deals and all that kind of stuff. Because at the end of the day, this is a business and it is what I love doing, but I can't do it full-time without it being a full-time job. Which goes back to the saying that I tell all my friends, if I wasn't making money doing this, making videos, doing what I love, I would pay to do it. The thing is, the world doesn't work that way if you work hard enough for it. Technically, when I first started YouTube, I did pay to do it. I paid to have my camera gear, I paid to come out to LA, I paid for my drive out here, and slowly but surely, I never gave up, and now here we are making this video. And that moving to LA story brings me to my step number 4, taking care of yourself. This includes physical and mental health. For physical health, I meal prep and I make most of my food that I eat, and I gym almost every single day. I do these 2 things because 1, working out releases endorphins. Endorphins make you happy, and burning calories is good for you when you're consuming good calories. It keeps you healthy. I cook because I'd rather want to know all the things that are going into my body. Of course, I eat out a lot. I love eating out. I love food. I'm a foodie, especially being in LA, but I can proudly say the majority of what I eat, I make, or at least I know where it's coming from. And people often ask me why I have good skin, what my skincare routine is. What did I just say? People often ask me what my skincare routine is. I don't have a skincare routine. I use the cheapest bottle of like rub every night after the gym to clean my face when I take a shower. What really makes you look healthy and have clean skin is staying healthy, physically and mentally. And with the mental health. When I first graduated, I went back to my parents' place to pursue this whole social media thing. My parents were living in Colorado at that time. I didn't know anybody in Colorado. They moved out there my second year of college, and I went to college in California. That was the most depressed I'd ever been. I love my family. I love our dogs. I love my sister. They were awesome. I just didn't have any friends out there. I didn't know anyone like-minded except for my parents and my sister when it came to business and understanding social media. It was a really rough time in my life, and I had a lot of anxiety and I overthink things a lot. When I first hit 1 million on TikTok, I wanted to quit because I had anxiety. I was like, oh, what if I get canceled for some stupid reason? What if people don't like me? Which I'll talk about more later too. Y'all, no one cares. So that night I called my friend Jeannie Weenie. I was like, hey, I think I want to quit social media. And she was like, Ian, what are you talking about? You're so good at this. You're talented. Come on, people love you. And I was like, oh my gosh, you're right. And then I told my dad, and my dad was like, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this word on YouTube, so I'm just gonna avoid it. But he basically said, Ian, get your head out of your ass. And I was like, gosh, you're so right. That night, I wrote in my manifestation journal, which if you don't have a manifestation journal, I don't know what you're doing. Get a journal, write down your goals, write down how you're gonna get to your goals in what amount of time, and just make that happen. Because if you do that, chances are your goals will be succeeded by you, all right? I wrote down in my manifestation book, I was like, I'm gonna hit 5 million on TikTok. You know what happened that year? I hit 10 million before the year ended. In that anxiety-stricken time that I was in, I moved to LA because I was like, I don't know anybody who loves business out in Colorado. I'm gonna go to LA. Went to LA, I had $20,000 saved up. That's not enough money to live in LA. I went, I barely spent money on groceries. I had to make a bunch of new friends, and luckily I did. I chose to become friends with people who would help me succeed that I could learn from. I took out everyone in my life who I didn't feel like actually supported me or just gave me the wrong feelings when it came to the goals that I want to achieve. And if I wasn't aligned with them, I respectfully did not want them in my life because we only have this one life, y'all. And if you don't go for your goals, then it's hard to live. Sorry, it sounds morbid. It's hard to chase after your goals if you're around people who aren't like-minded. So I chose to do that in my life, and that's one of the reasons why I got to 10 million followers before the year ended. And I'm looking back, I'm really proud of myself for doing that because I didn't know what I was doing when I first came to LA. But the thing is, the moment I said, screw it, for the lack of a better word, and started posting what I wanted, and I got fed up of all this anxiety I had in my head about, oh, do people like me? I was supposed to say step 5. Step 5 is surround yourself with people who have something you want. If that something is becoming a millionaire, surround yourself with millionaires or billionaires. I'm still working on that one. See, this is how you know I love what I do because I get so passionate about speaking about these things. The moment I decided to say screw it, decided to put people in my life that I really like, that I strive to become more like, and the moment I decided to not care what anybody thinks about me because it was affecting my mental health, and I started meditating, I started going to the gym, I said screw it, a gym membership does cost a lot, but for the sake of my own mental and physical health, I'm gonna do this. The moment I started doing things for myself was when I started to see real growth in my business, in myself, and in everything that I do, in my happiness, y'all. It's true. The more you do things that make you happy, the happier you'll be. It's something a therapist told me a long time ago. Ever since that day, I have chosen to do things that make me happy over things I wouldn't, because we only have this one life to live. You better make it worth it. Now, going back to step 5 about surrounding yourself with people that you want to be more like. There's a saying, and I'm sure you've heard it before. There's a saying that goes, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And I believe that to be 100% true. Let me say that again. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most amount of time with. Think about the 5 people you spend the most amount of time with. Are you not the average of them? And if not, that's totally fine. It's a quote. It's not 100% true all the time. But for me, it is. I look and I'm like, yo, that's true. And to be honest, I spend a lot of time with a lot of people, and a lot of people I spend time with either bigger than me and much more successful than I am in terms of what they've achieved. Success does depend on the person and their ideas of success. But also, if you're going to the comments right now and saying,
oh, but I don't have any friends, Ian, I'm an introvert.
Guess what, buddy? Yeah, that's holding you back. And trust me, I understand it's hard to make friends because I am an introvert most of the time. But believe me when I say this, no one ever knows exactly what they are doing in life. Everyone has doubts and everyone has problems, but that's life. Learning to deal with our problems and overcoming them. I even had doubts about making this video, but I decided that it was much more beneficial to teach my community that we built on here that's been nothing but supportive of me, something that could really help their lives. Speaking of which, if you're not already subscribed to my channel, destroy that subscribe button and join the IANATION battalion. only the fastest and strongest growing force here on YouTube. Because if we get to 10 million subscribers, I'm gonna host the world's biggest Naruto run and the world's biggest pillow fight. Now, back to the video. Step number 6, stop caring what people think about you. Please! If I had cared what people thought about me way back in 2013 when I posted my first YouTube video, I would not be here right now making this video. If I had cared what people thought about me when I first started posting TikToks or Reels, which trust me, it was embarrassing having all my friends see my TikToks, or YouTube Shorts, I definitely would not be here right now. Yo, I have had talks with executives at YouTube about how this whole thing works. I've spoken to the CEOs of the biggest marketing companies and agencies. I would have never met any of them. I would have never given advice to them had I cared too much what people thought about me and never hit that upload button. All because Naruto Lover 333 was like, you suck, anime freak. True story. Naruto Lover 333. I love Naruto too, by the way, hence the Naruto run. If I had cared what Naruto Lover 333 was gonna say to a video, we wouldn't be here nominated for short form video creator of the year at the Streaming Awards, which you should watch on December 4th. It's gonna be live and I am so honored to be there. It's like the Oscars for creators, y'all. I'm so stoked. It's been my dream to go to one of these for a long time. But yeah, stop caring what people think about you. Do what makes you happy, because at the end of the day, you're not living for someone else. You are living for you. So live the life you always dreamed of, or at least start working for it, but working for yourself. There's another quote that I love, and this one's a bit morbid. It's morbid time. But it goes, imagine you're on your deathbed and standing around you are ghosts. Ghosts representing your unfulfilled potential. Ideas you never acted on. Ghosts of the talents you never used. And the quote ends there. But would you want that? Or would you rather lay on your deathbed knowing that you chased after every dream you ever had? That's how I live. And it's the reason I'm a workaholic, as a lot of my friends would say or call me. But to me, work, making videos, doing photography, marketing, investing, doing real estate. That's right, y'all. I'm not only a YouTuber or a creator, I do other things too. Business is one of my passions. But all these things don't feel like work to me. Do you want to say it with me? Because it makes me happy. Step number 7. I'm gonna combine 2 here, but it's work hard and smart, as well as don't follow the majority. In other words, create your own path. Every single human being is different. Even identical twins have different personalities. Which brings me to say, there's no linear path to success. Everyone defines success differently. My definition of success is achieving all my goals, being happy, and being financially secure and free. And trust me, I am just getting started on my goals. I say work hard and smart because although hard work does beat talent, hard work does not beat intelligence. But combine the two, and man, you are in for a ride. I worked hard by studying algorithms, studying other creators that I loved watching, by working for business owners and CEOs that were the best at what they did. And once I had enough money to start my own business, I did it with all the knowledge and intelligence that I had built up, which helped me grow exponentially, surpassing many who taught me many things throughout life. Surpassing isn't really a good way to put it, but it's the only way I know how. It's not really a bad thing or a good thing, it just means that they taught me well. And hopefully one day I can pay them back for everything they've helped me with, and I've already started. So in conclusion, do what makes, now say it with me, do what makes you happy. Find a friend group that truly wants you to succeed and don't follow the majority, because the majority don't realize and internalize everything I just told you. That's why you'll probably still see some hate comments down below in the comments somewhere who probably didn't watch this video until the end, like you did. Thank you, by the way, for watching this entire video. They probably got frustrated because they can't stick to one thing and left for something easier for their brains. And now notice how I didn't really mention anything about how to really make money or capital during the entire video? No, because the no BS truth is when you do something that truly makes you happy, you'll work harder than you ever had in your entire life. And when you work hard and have a business mindset, money will come. You just need to invest in yourself. See where I'm going, huh? Anyways, that's all for today's video, y'all. Hit that like button and get this video to 150,000 likes. If you do, I'll make a video talking about how I got to 5 million subscribers in 5 months. I'm gonna just be telling y'all all my growth secrets at this point. But there really is a method to the madness. It's the reason I've had so many talks with YouTube about this. YouTube, I love you, by the way. So let's get this video to 150,000 likes. Love y'all. And leave a comment down below if anything I said helped you and how it helped you. I like giving advice, so if you guys liked it, I might make more of these. All right, much love, Ian Nation, and I'll see you in the next video.